Nathan, I told you that we'd get out. Why do you listen to me? Casey can't just show a little mercy here, considering everything he's been through. Man, too. He serves in a juvenile facility. I'm not enjoying this. Mercy isn't enough. Complete this out if you give me a reason to.
Some of you might think that Nathan Phelps acted out of simple vengeance. Ted Carthage murdered his mother, so he murdered Ted Carthage. That is what the assistant district attorney will argue. She will tell you that anyone who kills out of retaliation should go to jail. I agree with her. But that is not what my client did. Did he hate Ted Carthage? Absolutely. Did he kill him? Yes. So if not out of retaliation, what made Nathan do it? This is a new study published in Science magazine. It found that people who have witnessed gun violence are twice as likely, sometimes 3 times as likely, to commit an act of violence themselves. Nathan witnessed Ted Carthage shoot his mother. And just as the study predicts, he reacted with violence. This study equates gun violence with an infectious disease. Anyone exposed to it is infected. Now, you may not agree or like this study. Gun manufacturers don't like it either. It goes against their mantra. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. But this study points to something that is almost indirectly placed on the gun. Once you see someone squeeze the trigger, it's easier to do it yourself. Violence.
Miss Novak, you're the first witness. The people called Detective.
You found Nathan in that closet.
Yes.
What was his emotional state?
No.
You had lots of opportunity to observe Nathan's behavior. You let him sleep in the precinct. You took him out to eat.
You here to ambush me again? I'm here to apologize. You gave the jury a reason to acquit. I was trying to tell the truth. I'm sorry. What are you gonna do? Trust you, Bertie. Didn't your case that much? You changed my mind. And I'll bet you convinced the juror too.
I think that it's really dangerous because consciously or
but researchers say more information is needed to confirm.
18 months ago, scientists detected tiny hints of gas molecules in the atmosphere of planet.
Realistically say that we could confirm the signal within 1 or 2 years.
If you do, what would this say about 18b is 2.5 times the size of Earth, and it's 7.
Well, I think they'd be slimy, and I think they'd have more than 2 legs.
How many?
6. They probably have 3 eyes, 3 legs, and.
Are we alone in the universe?
Absolutely, no.
It's amazing, Sophie. There are some meaning of ourselves and our place. Now, there are some scientists think that it'll make humanity less special, that we're no longer unique in the universe, but there are others that think the exact opposite.
Just after 6:15, our top story this evening. Coming up, an apology over the
offering veg for 8p for the Easter weekend Sunday. Those share prices did recover though, we've ever been, and intend to stay there. In other words, he doesn't want to lose.
Holidays like Easter and Christmas to try and
meat products from the European Union to try to prevent foot and mouth disease amongst livestock. The items covered include cheeses, butter and yogurt, and all meat products including pork, beef, lamb and sausages. If found, found. They could be seized and destroyed, with people bringing them in facing fine. The Menendez brothers have spent decades in prison in the United States after being found guilty of murdering their parents in the 1990s at their home in Beverly Hills. Their case is one which continues to divide America. A recent Netflix documentary called Monster.
Killing their parents at their home in Beverly Hills in 1980, abuse by their father, and that they don't deserve to and should be released. It's inheritance. They've never taken responsibility.
The full insight, and complete responsibility for their crimes.
This was one of the first high-profile murder cases to be shown live on television. It gripped audiences around the US.
I'd say that makes us pretty close.
Supporters, with many suggesting if they were potentially leading to a very different outcome.
I would like to see them go home to their families. They deserve to go home. It's been way too long.
I would love to see them just be free and not have to.
So close. From the prison near San Diego, where prison jumpsuits sitting side by side, they should get
A prominent common code with their behaviour. Our sports news correspondent Laura Stock joins me now. What more can you
Should be uncomfortable and concerned about the alleged behaviour to the investigation. The unnamed official insisted that nothing inappropriate had happened at the event, but be accompanied or met by a safeguarding officer, law enforcement official, or a senior Commonwealth Games Federation figure when travelling overseas on Federation business and undergo training on ethical conduct. But whilst the panel chair decided to publish the outcome of the case, they opted to keep the individual's identity secret, saying that based on the investigation, no harm was done to any person. However, amid ongoing questions about the future of the Commonwealth Games, it's poor timing for there now to be on the integrity and reputation of the Federation.
Thank you. The owner of the pub chain Toby Carvery has apologised after cutting down an ancient oak tree in North London that dated back to the 1500s. The 500-year-old tree was felled last week. The pub chain said they'd been told it was unsafe, but the local council said the tree could have lived for hundreds more years. Well, Ben Schofield is in Enfield now, so they're saying sorry.
Yes, Sophie, and there had been some calls locally to boycott Toby Carvery after they'd ordered this tree to be chopped down. The local council has said that they are outraged at what's happened here. Now we have this apology from Toby Carvery's parent company, Mitchells and Butlers. The CEO of Mitchells and Butlers, Phil Urban, has written a letter to local residents. We've seen a copy of that, and in it he says clearly the felling of a beautiful old oak tree is a very emotive subject and is not something any of us would undertake lightly. He adds, I can only...
Durham Cathedral. The coins are given to local people being honoured for their Christian service and for contributing to community life. Earlier in the day, the King gave his annual Easter message, stressing the importance of Long with her own four-legged friend to try and find out.
It's a dog garden in so much that it's a actually it is this garden. So we laid out plants, hid trees, to see where Ned would go looking for them. In principle, what it means is that there are no set paths. Decides to change that, we can change the path. There are no secrets there. There are not many Chelsea gardens that ever have. Be a bit scratched.
There will be people watching across the country today. Lawns and dog pee. We all know what happened.
And I think we're at least maybe a first for Chelsea. Because we're accepting compromise because of the dog.
The Royal Horticultural Society says this dog garden is something of an experiment.
We are a nation of dog lovers, we're a nation of dog
Cat's home. Shane Hill, Ned, and Naughty Dog. I'll have a look at his garden next month. Now, beautiful blue skies there. And just as you think that spring is here, have a look at this. The French Alps. Around 4 foot of snow has fallen in places there.
Take it up, could you? Easter is the latest it can be. And I don't know about you, we've got friends who like to ski and they were moaning like crazy. You certainly need to listen to what the authorities are telling you. That closer to home though, it's a little bit quieter for us. Yes, we've got some rain on its way into the south and west, and that is going to push its way steadily north through this evening and overnight. So a blanket of cloud preventing temperatures from falling too far. Lowest, clearest skies in Scotland around 2 degrees. So a west-east divide for Good Friday. Some showery outbreaks of rain spreading their way steadily north. Rain will linger all day, but elsewhere a sunny start, a lovely start. It'll probably cloud over a little into the afternoon, but in the best of the sunshine, we'll see highs of 17 degrees. 12 if that rain lingers. Now that low pressure is going to slowly pull it away from the country, but it will take its time in doing so. So it could be a bit of a grey, drab start to Saturday. A lot of dry weather around, there will be some showers. Easter Monday, greater risk of sunshine.
In the eye, your work might be this business and somebody more on security. Chances of anything being done about it are fairly slim without more proof. It almost is like a situation without answer, without ending.
Be really wet, hand over a gun.
I'm still.
Nathan Heath, BBC Points Back.
Cautionary tales and some good advice there. Now, a woman is in the city. She'll go to prison for 20 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
A second plaque has been placed on the empty plinth which used to house the statue of Edward Preston in Bristol before it was pulled down. The marker is below the original, which was first written to honour the slave trader 113 years ago. The new words were agreed after work by the Bristol Legacy Foundation and tweaked by councillors in several meetings over 2 years. An out-of-work roofer who has been on the streets of Bridgewater begging not just for money but also a job has had his dreams come true. His handwritten sign asking to work was posted on social media and there were hundreds of replies, including as far away as Tuscany.
I mean, don't say the word mine because I'm teagen decorating and I just kill myself with tape, so.
Mischief, but determined not to be out. This, the sign a passerby in Bridgewater posted on social media.
Chicken jockey.
Ever since the
Chicken jockey. Chicken jockey. Chicken jockey.
Workers are for us sleepers trying to get work. That's often difficult when you've got no home address.
Because I couldn't come back, she explained it to me that she went for holiday for 6 weeks. They were like begging you, so she was doing all the overtimes. And then when the time came when you had to book your overtime and you will get it or not, she was still getting overtimes, And I didn't care, I didn't see that, but the Polish girls, especially Lucy and Angelica, they were like so pissed off that she's getting overtime and she goes for a break for like half an hour and she's coming back after 40-45 minutes, and they were like literally checking the time, yeah? She's like scanning, yeah? I'm not saying that she's bad worker because she knows stuff, she's been there for a long time, she's doing things, but she's very nosy. She needs to know everything, and she moans about it because probably some stupid. It's nice, to put your feet up for half an hour, isn't it? And that Rina every 5 minutes coming to me and moaning. Oh my God, we put the gowns to go to the clean room, yeah? And Robin was there in the gowning room, putting on the board who is working where on the late shift, yeah? And I went there and he looked at me and I was like, don't tell me, I thought, we are like good, not like good friends, but we are good. Yeah, and I thought he was like, it was a joke or something. He looked at me like normally, he didn't make like face or normally. And I was like, Robin, don't tell me that I have to go back to the washroom. I said, I have enough, I'm not going there. And he looked at me and he was like, who made that decision that you are coming to the washroom, to the clean room? And I still thought that he's joking. And I said, I made that decision. And then I saw his face and he was like, no, you're supposed to call the supervisor. I had the gown in my hands and the hat and I didn't know what to do. I just left And Millie, this morning I realized that after I left the gowning room, I went to the changing room and I sat there and then I went to the office. Because yesterday, all the time I was thinking that I ran straight from the gowning room to Amanda. I went to Amanda, she saw my face straight away. I said, Amanda, can I have a word with you, please? And she said, yeah, that's what the schedule says. 1 to 9, I'm in the room. Said yes. And I said, why? Robin is like, he told me that I should consultate that with him. And she was like, I said, I'm at them at home. You know what I mean? And she said, Claudia, calm down. She said, I'm gonna talk to Robin. She saw that I was crying. You know, no one was asking what's happened, her and Amy. And I told them what's happened, and obviously I was like holding my tears. And they were every step I took, I did something wrong. Sickle knife anyway. And he was like, yeah, that's good. No, Claudia, fine. I said to him, George, I'm so sorry, but you know, I'm a little bit stressed. And he said, I know. I've heard what's happened. George, I already signed it on the back. Because like it looks like you didn't check properly, you didn't see that. And I was like, still Mileni trying to laugh. Explain. What to do? Do I have to call or supplemental or stop? I didn't ask anyone because for me it was obvious.
Works on her family farm, and today members of the local group Autism Bedfordshire will be coming to meet
people in the area with autism, giving them one or two, nice experiences a year, makes a big difference.
Alice was inspired to open her farm to the group by one of her farm workers, Henry Bright, who's autistic and has worked here for 17 years.
What do you like about farming?
Well, you're outside and you don't get sort of
So a good day's work and a good routine and being outside, how does that make you feel?
great actually. Keep me out of trouble with it.
You'll never have a day with Henry at work where you don't smile at something. And I think having actually some neurodiverse people, around you in your workplace, it's good for everyone.
Henry's been involved with Autism Bedfordshire for many years, and today he's leading the group on a tour of the farm.
These chicks are about 4 weeks old.
Claire Sheffield from Autism Bedfordshire can see the benefits of experiences like this.
This is when it's a new location.
Yeah, I always don't go anywhere new on my own. First one.
Then once you've been somewhere, like you've been here now.
Yeah. Makes me calm.
How are you finding this? It's very calm. Inspiring too. Yeah, who knows?
Can I officially say I'm knackered?
That's the only thing. It's a game changer,
I'm not as tired as my wife.
People who are being pushed by management and they are pushing us. Millennium, God knows what. Come on!
They think they are better.
Freshener by on the windowsill because it's not the first time. I got up, I couldn't find that pin, but I had